Bhutan is building an airport larger than its current tourism industry, and it sits just beside India. For decades, this Himalayan kingdom has been one of the hardest countries on Earth to reach by air. Its only major international airport is hidden deep inside mountain valleys, where pilots fly dangerously close to steep terrain before landing. Only a small number of specially trained pilots in the world are allowed to land there. But now, Bhutan is attempting something completely different. A new international airport is rising in Gelaphu, a small border town in the country's southern plains. The runway could eventually handle wide-body aircraft. Millions of passengers are projected. A massive new city is planned around it. For a country with fewer than 1 million people, no seaport, and a tiny economy, the scale feels almost impossible. So why is Bhutan building this? Is this really about tourism? Or is Bhutan trying to completely change its economic future? Because this airport is not just infrastructure, it is a gamble, and its success could reshape Bhutan's relationship with India, trade, and the wider region. Bhutan's geography has always defined its economy. The country is landlocked between India and China. Massive Himalayan terrain dominates the north. Nearly all major trade access points flow south through India. That creates both dependence and limitation. Most imports, exports, fuel supplies, and commercial access rely heavily on Indian infrastructure and Indian territory. And air access has never been easy either. Paro International Airport sits more than 2,000 meters above sea level inside a narrow Himalayan valley. Aircraft must approach visually through mountains with almost no room for error. The landing is famous worldwide. But the same geography that makes Paro spectacular also limits Bhutan's growth. Large aircraft operations are difficult. Weather disruptions are common, expansion possibilities are limited, and tourism capacity remains restricted. For years, Bhutan accepted those limits. But now, the country appears ready to test something much bigger. Unlike Paro, Gelaphu sits in Bhutan's southern plains near the Indian border. The terrain is flatter, the altitude is lower, and access to regional transport networks is dramatically easier. That changes the equation completely. Instead of relying on difficult mountain aviation, Bhutan could operate a full-scale international gateway capable of handling much larger aircraft and more consistent flight operations. Plans for Gelaphu International Airport include a runway of roughly 3,000 meters, with possible future expansion to 3,500 meters. That is large enough to support aircraft far bigger than those typically operating in Bhutan today. And the airport is only one part of the vision. Because Gelaphu is also planned as the center of something far larger, the Gelaphu Mindfulness City, a proposed special administrative region spanning thousands of square kilometers. A completely new economic zone. The airport matters. But the city is the real story. Bhutan is trying to solve one of the biggest problems facing small landlocked economies. How do you grow without direct access to global trade? The answer may be Gelaphu. The project aims to combine tourism, finance, technology, logistics, education, green energy, international investment inside a new highly autonomous economic region. And its location is not accidental. Gelaphu sits close to India's northeast corridor, one of the fastest growing regions in South Asia. Roads already connect nearby border crossings. Rail discussions are underway. Indian infrastructure networks sit only kilometers away. If fully integrated with Indian railways, highways, and ports, Bhutan could gain something it has never truly had before: reliable large-scale access to global trade routes. For a landlocked country, that changes everything. But the scale of that opportunity is easy to underestimate. For decades, Bhutan's economy has largely depended on hydropower exports and a relatively small tourism sector. Both have limits. Hydropower depends heavily on rivers and regional demand. Tourism has been intentionally restricted to preserve the country's culture and environment. Gelaphu represents an attempt to create something entirely new. Not just a bigger airport, not just a new city, but a second economic engine capable of attracting investment, businesses, talent, and international connections that Bhutan has never had before. The scale of the project creates enormous questions. Bhutan's population is under 1 million people, yet projections for Gelaphu Airport eventually reach millions of passengers annually. That means Bhutan is not building for current demand. It is building for a future that does not exist yet, and that future depends on many things going right at the same time. The city must attract investors. The transport links must work. India must remain fully cooperative. Tourism must expand significantly. Airlines must commit routes. Foreign capital must continue flowing in. If those pieces fail to align, the airport could struggle far below its projected capacity. And the financial scale is enormous. Some reports surrounding the wider Gelaphu vision have discussed numbers reaching tens of billions of dollars, far beyond Bhutan's current economic output. That creates long-term pressure, because infrastructure this large cannot survive on optimism, and this is where geopolitics quietly enters the story. Geography pushes Bhutan south, not north. China borders Bhutan to the north, but the Himalayas create enormous physical barriers. Meanwhile, India already dominates Bhutan's trade access, transport links, and economic connectivity. Gelaphu strengthens that southern alignment even further. The airport, the city, the rail ambitions, and the logistics vision all depend heavily on integration with India. In many ways, Bhutan is attempting to behave less like an isolated mountain kingdom and more like a connected regional trade node. But that balance is delicate. Bhutan's global image is built on cultural preservation, environmental protection, and cautious modernization. If Gelaphu grows too quickly, some fear the country could lose part of the identity that made it unique in the first place. And yet, without growth, Bhutan risks economic stagnation. That tension sits at the center of the entire project. Even the airport's architecture reflects that balancing act. Instead of a generic steel and glass mega-hub, the design incorporates timber construction, Bhutanese patterns, and low-rise cultural aesthetics. The message is clear. Bhutan does not want Gelaphu to feel like a copy of Dubai, Singapore, or Shenzhen. It wants modernization without losing national identity. But whether that balance can actually survive at massive scale remains uncertain. Because history shows that megaprojects often change countries far more than countries change megaprojects. If everything works, Gelaphu could transform Bhutan's economy. New airlines could arrive. Trade access could improve. Investment could expand. A new southern economic corridor could emerge. For the first time, Bhutan could become deeply connected to regional infrastructure networks instead of remaining isolated by geography. But if growth slows, if demand falls short, or if regional cooperation weakens, the airport could become one of the most ambitious gambles in Bhutan's modern history. Because this project is about far more than aviation. It is about whether a small Himalayan kingdom can reinvent itself without losing the identity that made it different in the first place. And the answer may shape Bhutan's future for decades to come.